Hey guys, so I am doing this kind of general introduction for the next few Gwynnie Bee videos that I need to post. Normally I try to do a unique introduction each month because I'm posting it per month, but I'm actually a little bit behind right now with my editing. So kind of just doing a general introduction to cover all of those videos while I play catch up. So what you're going to see now is what I wore for this particular month for this particular video. So let's go ahead and get to the reviews.
The Eyelash Bottom Cardigan by Alfani in a size 2X.
So this is a cardigan. It's described as a cardigan. To me, it actually feels a little bit more like a lightweight coat. I'm in Northern California, so your mileage may vary depending on where you're at, but this definitely did feel like a lightweight coat, something that I could potentially wear, you know, outside during the spring or fall weather without any problem and without, you know, needing anything more underneath it. This is definitely one of those cases where I wore it the first time and I really liked it and almost contemplated buying it, and then I decided to go ahead and wear it again today, and I'm not as in love with it this time around. So again, one of the good things about Gwynnie Bee is you have an opportunity to kind of audition things and see how it feels. Sometimes you'll fall in love with something and then change your mind later. Sorry, my cats are kind of going a little crazy now that I'm home, so if you see them running in and out, that's why. Anyway, so I'm not really sure what it is about this that I'm not in love with the second time around with wearing it, but I definitely did decide by the end of the day that I wasn't interested in keeping it. The sleeves are a little bit long on me, as you can see, which I don't mind too much, but it did get a little bit annoying today, kind of manipulating things around. And there is no closure on this, so it is kind of like more of a traditional, I guess, cardigan coat kind of thing. There is no button closure or anything with it. It's not lined or anything. The knit is pretty much what you get. And this bottom part here is where the eyelash fringe comes into play. It's actually longer than I had anticipated. I thought it was just kind of the bottom lining, and it's not. It's actually almost like half of the coat. But this is really soft. So I found myself, even today, anytime I had an opportunity to just kind of walk around or have my hands brush against it, I was doing this a lot. So it kind of reminds me of like a classic fleece blanket. Those microfiber fleece things that my cat likes to still nurse on. That's what this reminds me of. So it's super soft. It's really comfortable. And if it's something that appeals to you, I definitely encourage you to give it a try. It just, unfortunately for me, for whatever reason, the magic that I experienced when I wore it the first day to work didn't translate over into the second wearing. So I'll go ahead and send this one back, and I guess that's okay because it's one less thing I have to keep in my closet. So.
The Reese Top in Sapphire and Black by MBN in a size 2X.
Yeah, no. If you're gonna try this one, definitely size up in it. As you can see, this is, I didn't even try buttoning it. I guess I could, but there's no point because, you know, hello. So, yeah. The other issue that I have with it is the shoulders. I don't really like the strap kind of detail that they have on the shoulders, and it's making me feel a little bit linebacker-y, so I'm not even really interested in trying this a size up. I do love the color, but unfortunately that's about it. So if you are busty and you're interested in trying this one out, I do recommend going ahead and sizing up on this one as the recommendations suggest, because, well, anyway, we're done with this one.
The Painted Garden Tunic Dress by Raga in a size 2X.
So I kind of like the idea of this dress, but it really makes me nervous. Number one, it is a button down, and as you have seen with other videos, button downs in this area are not always a good thing, and it is gaping. The other problem is that it's a button down all the way down, and there's no lining with this. So there is absolutely no safe space, no margin for error with this one unless you actually put something on underneath this. And the dress fabric is so thin that doing that might actually cause additional problems. So unless I actually size up and get something that's deliberately too large, I'm not really sure how I would make this work. I don't think that this is a dress that's going to stay with me. I do like it. I think it's kind of funky. It's got a high-low hemline, so it's definitely longer in the back. And I think for people who don't carry their weight here and who accommodate for their size bust in the blouse area, I think you will have better success, but this is just not going to work, I don't think. I'm kind of bummed. It's kind of a funky dress, and there's something very 70s throwback about it that I kind of like, but I don't think that this is one that I am going to try doing anything with. I mean, I guess I could potentially dress it up with some slacks and just wear it as like a long jacket, perhaps. I don't know. I might play with it a little bit more before finally deciding what I want to do with it. But I have a feeling that this one's going to be a one and done, and I'm going to send this back without wearing it. So that's kind of a bummer. But if you do carry your weight in the chest or in the upper belly, keep this in mind if you're considering this dress.
The Celestial Striped Sheath Dress by Karen Kane in a 2X.
So pardon the knee socks on this one. If you can even see them, they might show up in the shot. They may not, I don't know. But it's actually really cold in my room right now, so the knee socks are staying. Anyway, I'm actually pleasantly surprised by this dress. I wasn't expecting to like it at all. I actually wasn't even really expecting it to fit me, because Karen Kane can be kind of hit or miss for me in terms of the sizing. And I was really surprised when I received the dress, because it is more of a silky polyester-esque fabric. And for whatever reason, I was expecting it to be more like a sweater knit. So it's a lot thinner than I was anticipating. And I actually really like the color striations on this. It's got all different colors of blue and teal and purple. And I actually really kind of dig it. I think it's really neat. I was a little hesitant about the stripes because I was a little worried that it was going to emphasize this area that I don't really like to have emphasized. But I actually feel like this is pretty okay. It's pretty comfortable. And I feel like I would be comfortable wearing it just as is without any belt or anything like that. There's no zipper. It is a pullover. And it is lined. So that's definitely helpful. But other than that, no fancy bells and whistles. It's pretty much this is it, and I kind of like it that way. I don't think that this is something that I would be interested in keeping, but I definitely am very comfortable with wearing this to the office once or twice before I send it back.
The Blue Floral Dress with Border Print by London Times in a 20W.
I like this dress a lot, actually, more than I expected to. I appreciate the V-neck and it being kind of low cut, but not inappropriately low cut. Like, I could certainly wear this to work without any problems. Not right now in the middle of winter, but, you know, I could certainly be comfortable with wearing this to work. I like the pattern. I kind of like the whole hint of an empire waistline with the way that the patterning is on this and how it kind of lifts the waistline up, which is really good for me because my torso is really short, and so where most garments are fitting in a traditional waistline usually fit me oddly. So this is perfect for me. I like the colors on this and kind of that classic medallion pattern to it. The one problem that I have with it is it's actually a little bit too big in the bust, and I have a feeling if I size down it would actually be too small elsewhere, so that has me kind of waffling a little bit. You can see that the armholes are a little bit on the deep side. You can see a little bit of the bra. So if I were to wear this to work, I would need to wear a cardigan over it, but this would be a really cute just kind of summer festival dress, going out to street fairs and that sort of thing. And last time I checked the price, it was about $20. So even with the fit issue on the bust, I'm actually sorely tempted to perhaps give this one a go. So I'm not sure. I'm not going to jump the gun on this one yet. I'm going to go ahead and give it a couple of test runs, maybe in office wearing with the cardigan. And if we ever get some sunny weather here back in California, very strange to say that, I know, but maybe try it for an outdoor wearing in a few weeks if it starts to warm up a little bit. Still on the fence about this one, but I actually really like it in general. I just don't know if I want to keep it. So.
The Asymmetrical Tank in Diamond Eye-Cat print by Karen Kane in a 1X.
I like this top quite a bit. This might actually end up being a keeper, and I know I've said that about a couple other things, but this could end up being a really nice kind of basic work wardrobe piece, especially during the warmer months. It is a tank top, but it's fully covered. There's a little bit of a dip here, so I would probably have to wear a cardigan or something inside the office for this, but it's not too extreme. I might even be able to get away with it if I stick with colors that are, you know, complementary to the blouse, so that it doesn't stand out too much. But it's kind of a silky fabric. It's not very heavy. It's definitely more of a lightweight summertime fabric. And I like the fact that they do this kind of tulip draped hem on this. I find this to be very feminine and flattering. I like the pattern. I like the colors. I actually really like this. It's not too low in the neckline. It's not too tight across. Here's the back. It doesn't dip down too low. And other than the armholes being a minor issue, I think that this is a really good work wardrobe piece. So I have to take a look at the price on this one. This might be staying with me.
The Chic Vintage Skirt by City Chic in a size L.
There's a lot to like about this skirt, and I am planning on wearing it once or twice more to work before sending it back. I do like how comfortable it is, and I love the pattern on it. Gives a little pop to the office environment without going too crazy and getting the funny looks that I get sometimes when I wear the really bright, colorful things to work. It's a knit, and it's pretty soft, so I do appreciate that. It's thin. So it's not really something heavy for the super winter folks, unless you're planning on wearing, you know, heavy leggings and boots and stuff with it. It is a thinner material, but it's pretty comfortable and it's pretty stretchy, and I appreciate that. The one drawback for me, and it was kind of a big drawback for me, and it's why I'm not thinking about actually buying this skirt at this point, is that the zipper in the back runs all the way down to the hem. So it's a, you know, waist to hem zipper, which in and of itself isn't a bad thing, but the problem is that there's no placket with it. So unless you actually wear it with tights or something underneath, with me having a desk job and sitting down all day, it actually started to get really uncomfortable having a bare zipper back there sitting on it. So that is a big drawback for me, and is why I am not interested in keeping this skirt. So just be aware of that. If you are in a similar job position, this might be something to try, but be aware that you may need to layer something underneath it to protect your skin from that bare zipper. It's too bad. It's cute otherwise.